Howdy, and welcome to a small little video on how to use Zoom. So when you join the call, which you should be able to do by clicking the link that you were provided, the Zoom software should pull up. So if you haven't already, it's a good idea to go ahead and download the actual Zoom application. So if you can see at the bottom of the screen here, the Zoom application is this little camera. If you have a Mac, it'll appear on your dock down here, or if you have a PC, it'll appear just on the bottom toolbar. So when you enter the app, you'll enter this conference call that looks something like this. So this view here is what you'll see as a participant. Up at the very top here, there's only one person on the call, which is, for this example, my cell phone on the other side of the room with the video turned off. But there's a little square here for my cell phone. And if there were other people on the call, they would show up as little tiles on this top bar. Okay, so if there are a lot of people, then there'll be little arrows on the side here. You can scroll around and see everybody on the call. And Zoom can handle a lot of people, so sometimes there will be a lot of people on the same call. And then in the main window here, I'm seeing my cell phone, which is a black screen right now because I have something blocking the camera. But whoever is the main speaker or the host will show up here. And you can switch between this view here, which is I think called the list view, and gallery view. Gallery view, if I click that button here, will then show a full equal size tile for everyone on the call, which is a bit confusing here because it's me twice. And when you get a lot of people, you'll get a bunch of little tiles, which can be, the more people you have, can be a little confusing and disorienting. So the speaker view is probably the best. And for our purposes, the speaker will be the host of the call. And when we do screen sharing, that the shared screen will be the only thing you can see. So it's important when we get onto this call in the beginning, if you're a participant, just to go ahead and turn your video off and mute yourself if you're not already muted. If you'd like to interject at any point, say something, ask a question, you can always unmute yourself here and ask a question, and then remute yourself if you'd like. Zoom here is going to show you this message here that says you're muted. You can start your video if you'd like. If either your microphone or your video aren't working for some reason, you can click these up arrows and you can select perhaps different microphones or speakers attached to your system. And then you can even test your speaker microphone to make sure everything's working properly. Video, same deal. If you have multiple cameras or something, you can test these out here. Okay. So the important things to know about here are these kind of buttons on the bottom. So this button here is invite. So if you'd like to invite other people onto the call, you're free to do that. And that's going to be you can send a link to someone else who can just click on that link and they'll join this same call, as long as they have the Zoom meeting ID, or again, if they have the Zoom software, they can just click on the link that you provide. This participants here button, if you go ahead and click this, then Zoom is going to put another little panel here on the right-hand side, which is going to list all of the participants on the call. So again, it's me twice right now, but if we have a bigger call, everyone is going to be listed here. And here you can unmute yourself or rename yourself if you'd like. You can also unmute yourself here again. You can also, importantly, raise your hand. So this button down here, if you click that, then you'll see up here, my hand has been raised, this little icon, and on the participants panel, my hand has been raised. So that tells the speaker or the host that, hey, this person has a question. And so you can go ahead and call them out and ask them to unmute themselves, ask a question, remute themselves, that kind of thing. Okay. So that's that. And then if we go ahead, I'm going to skip this share screen for a second and then hit this chat button. Then the chat also shows up on the same right-hand pane. And the chat will allow you to message either everyone. So I can type this message here. It says, hello world, hit enter. And now that chat is going to show up to everyone. If you'd like, you can also send a private message. So I can select the drop-down option. I'm going to send a private message to the host saying, hello, Michael. Okay. And that's going to remind you that that was a private message just sent to this person here. Okay. And so you can switch back and forth. You can either private message anyone or send a message to everyone on the group chat. And that way, people can kind of chat together, ask questions, that kind of thing. It's a nice way to communicate if someone's speaking without interrupting them. Okay, so those are kind of the big options. So it's when you have your Zoom call, it's kind of nice to have the speaker talking in this main center screen here, and then have this participants and chat options open over here, so you can see the chat and see everyone everyone else who is on the call. You also have the ability to record the call. Just in terms of etiquette, it might be nice to make sure you have permission to do that before. If someone doesn't want to be recorded, of course, they can ask you to not do that. But if you hit record, it can record the entire Zoom call locally onto your own computer, or it can record up into the cloud. And then later it'll send a link that you can click on and then watch the call again through any browser. Okay, and then reactions over here, you can also, if I click that, your two reactions, unfortunately, are either to clap or to give a thumbs up. So let's say the speaker said something insightful or really cool, so I'm going to clap. And so the clap is going to show up here on my little panel up here and then go away. Okay. You can also give a little thumbs up. These are just mostly fun ways to show that you're engaged, you're still there, and all that. Okay. And then finally, the share screen button. If you'd like to share your screen for some reason, you can do that. Typically, the main speaker or the host of the call is going to have that ability, and they're going to share the screen with you, which is going to be their presentation or whatever. But you have the ability to do that too. So if you have something going on your computer, you want to share the screen with everyone else on the call, you can click this button here. Just be aware that when you do share your screen, it is with everybody who's on the call. So if you're presenting something, this is a great way to present a PowerPoint or whatever you have on your screen. But it is not a way to, troubleshoot privately with somebody, because when you click this button, your screen will be shared to everyone. Okay. So that's the basics. That's really it. So the main thing is when you get an invitation to a Zoom call, it'll be a link. Click on the link, join the call. You have the option to start a video or join with audio. You can turn off either of those functions and then chat with other people on the call. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but a great way to continue to meet together and to learn from each other. Despite this time of social isolation. All right, that's it. Thanks a lot.